Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. My name is, of course, Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today is something a little bit different for the channel, as we're not talking about Marvel Legends. We are talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, a little bit about me. Before my love for Marvel and for Pokemon and Power Rangers and anything from my childhood, my very first love as a young man was these four turtles, the original animated show from the 80s, and then these films that come out in the early 90s. This is what I grew up on, but as an adult collector, I never really brought any of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys because they've redesigned them so much. They are not the turtles I remember. They're much more for kids these days on Nickelodeon and whatnot. But these turtles are something I could not pass up on. I know NECA have been doing a great job with the quarter scale, but I'm not really a quarter scale collector. I'd have nowhere to put them, but I always thought they looked great. But now, finally, in 1/12 scale form, well, nearly 1/12 scale, these 7-inch Ninja Turtles look amazing, and I'm so happy to be able to get my hands on them. Obviously, these are San Diego Comic-Con from 2018. I have no connections with NECA whatsoever, so no one sent me these. I had to pre-order these on the NECA website. I had to literally be on there ready to pounce because these sold out in minutes. Luckily, I have a friend over in the US that I managed to have a shipping address to. So thank you very much to Orlando for keeping hold of these for me. He looked after them and eventually got them sent out to me. And I've had these for a few weeks now, so much appreciated. But I wasn't even sure I was going to talk about them on the channel. There are plenty of reviewers online. I must have done one. Pixel Dan, obviously, he's got his name on the box. Zack Ryder from the WWE, who wanted to hear me talk about them. But as I said, it's my channel. These were genuinely my first love as a kid. So I thought I may as well open them, put the camera on, and have a chat with you guys about it. So without further ado, let's do it. Let's talk about Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Leonardo, and see what these turtles look like. So I've actually had to tape my screen against my wall because my review station wasn't big enough. So let's try and do this. So I'm leaning forward, just have a quick look at the box. Obviously it's based on the original VHS, which a lot of you guys probably won't even remember, but it's a videotape. I did have tons of these videos as a kid, but God knows what my mum done to them these days. But as I said, Pixel Dan, the Fuchs, and Zack Ryder all have their little quotes on there like you would on the original video box. But yeah, it looks really good. All the pictures are obviously replaced with the figures rather than images from the actual film. The second one's probably my favourite out of all three, even though I don't think they've aged well, but they hold a special place in my heart regardless. Now let me just lift this top case off and it will reveal the turtle figures themselves. Now, as I said, I might have to change my lighting just a little bit to show you these, and they look amazing. Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, with tons of accessories and their infamous weapons of choice, of course. My favourite has always been Donatello because he is a genius and he only needs a stick to fight off his enemies. Not any sharp blades or pointy things, he just needs a stick, his bow staff. We've also got the TCRI canister, we've got some pizza, we've got some extra accessories which are exclusive to these, as it is now been released that they are going to be single packed and a GameStop exclusive. Obviously no GameStop in the UK, so again, happy that I've managed to get hold of these. So again, a quick look at the box before I open them up. There's some more promo pictures of these figures, and then there's some more pretty promo shots from these figures as well. I'm not sure who took them, but the guys at NECA have done an amazing job. This is definitely something I'm very happy about to have in my collection. And if I'm only going to have one set of turtles in my collection, I am very happy that it is these. So yeah, without further ado, let's open these up and see what we think. Pow, and here we have all four turtles out of the box with their accessories from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive box set. And can I just say, bravo to NECA, these look amazing. If you've been like me, you've been watching reviews online, looking at pictures, then trust me, these do not disappoint in the hand. I really like how each figure is very unique. They could have very easily just made the same turtle base and then did different colour bandanas and released them like that. But no, each figure is completely unique in regards to their spots and blemishes and the way they're wearing their belts and their expressions on their face. It's just really good representation from the films. You can see that Michelangelo's smiley and happy, showing off his fun-loving personality, while Raphael over here is looking very grumpy and moody. all he needs is a trench coat and a hat, and he can walk around in the rain. But all the accessories are exclusive to the box set. They have said the GameStop exclusive single pack figures won't have as many accessories. You can see that they come with a set of 4 different hands as well, which interchange on each of the figures. So you can use these hands on any of the figures you want. All of the figures come pre-packaged with gripping hands for their weapons. Of course, they all have their unique weapons as well. You get some pizza. So if I zoom in and show you that, there's pieces of pizza. You get the TCRI canister, which is obviously what had the ooze in, where they got their weapons, got their powers, sorry. And there's the pizza box. And what I really like about the pizza box as well is that it has more slices of pizza inside. So once you put all the pizzas in, you can actually build yourself a full pizza. So I'll do that real quick. So I think there's 8 slices in total, which is just making me hungry, to be honest. But I like how the box has like pizza grease and stuff on. I just like the attention to detail. So well done, NECA. We've got a full box of pizza there for our turtles. So yeah, as I said, they all have their unique weapons. You get a separate bandana as well, which we'll see what that looks like in a minute. But yeah, that is your full content to the box, and kind of just say first impressions are very good. So let's look at them one by one, go through their accessories and weapons, and let's see what they're like. So let's start off with Raphael, because he doesn't look very happy that I'm talking about him. And again, let me just mention, these look so good in person. The detail all the way around the figure is really, really nice. So if I just move my camera up, I'll zoom in for a minute and show you some of the detail on these figures. So as I said, each face is completely unique. It's not the same head sculpt. And Raphael, as I said, you can see his eyes there through his bandana, and his little gritting teeth. He's clearly not happy. And then his belt seems a little bit loose, but I think it's meant to be because it's got those little hoops on it, and that is where you can attach his side blades. So both of them can be holstered on the figure. And again, I really like how you can keep your accessories on the figure to save you from losing them. And of course, as I mentioned, each turtle comes with gripping hands, so he can hold his weapons, and he holds them very tight, as you can see. There's the other one. So if I zoom back out, you'll see there Raphael can hold his weapons, and there is articulation everywhere you'd expect it to be, and it is very nice. You can definitely get these figures in some decent poses. It's not SH Figure Arts level, and because the figures are quite big, they can seem a bit stiff, as knee pads and elbow pads do sort of hinder the sort of joint. But again, it's plenty of room for movement to get them in a decent pose for your shelf, because let's be honest, these are just going to be posed to look epic. I doubt many people are going to be playing with these on a daily basis. In regards to his bandana, that's the one he comes packaged with. I'm genuinely not too sure how the other one is meant to look. I don't know what the difference is, but there is a peg on the back which you just peg out, simple as that. And then this second bandana, so there goes in the second bandana, and the difference I'm seeing is that this one is a little bit thicker, and it's maybe to get him in some dynamic poses. So if you've got him fighting the Foot Clan or some ninjas or whatever, then it looks like he's in motion. You can get him on a flight stand or something, but again, it's just however you want. Again, it just looks a little bit thicker. I don't see too much difference, but the ones they compact in, so if I take that back out, and the ones that you originally come with, this one just seems a little bit subtler and just sits on his shoulder, if you know what I mean. So these ones may be for some fighting poses, but still, both, it's nice that you get those different display options. Now, talking about different display options, let me just bring the camera back down and mention that, as I've already said, that you get 4 different sets of hands that can be used on any of the figures. So as I go through these turtles, let's mention each one of these sets of hands. So, for Raphael, I'm going to show off these ones because I believe you can put his side blades in these hands. So if I just move Raphael out of the way and zoom in real quick on these hands, if you get his side blade, you can literally get his side blade to just be gripped in the hand like that. Maybe it's meant to be like that, maybe it's not, but a little bit like Electra, the Marvel Legend Electra. But still, swapping out the hands is nice and easy. There's a hand. Pull it out, it's on a little peg, plug the next one in, and it is that simple. And you can do that for all 4 sets of hands on all 4 turtles, no issues at all. And yeah, that is Raphael. So moving down the line onto my personal favourite, as I've already mentioned, is Donatello. And again, he looks really, really good. Very excited to have this guy. And again, his facial expression is completely unique to him. You can't see any teeth on this one. He's obviously got his mouth closed. Deep in thought, of course. But again, his harness is different as well. And I'm hoping you can put his bow staff in there as well, but we shall find out in a minute. And again, each of these figures have unique little spots and birthmarks or blemishes. And Donatello has his bow staff, of course. So let's get him holding his bow staff. So again, the gripping hands. He can grip this nice and easy. Just don't want to break the staff, so I don't want it to bend. But yeah, that's a very tight grip as well, which I'm not complaining about. So obviously, figure posers out there will be able to get him in a better pose than me. But even that simple still looks pretty good to me. Again, he comes with a second bandana that I'm not going to bother swapping on and off. You've seen what it looks like on Raphael. They just seem a bit more dynamic. But again, even the ones they come packaged with, you can get him in a different pose if you wanted him to. I've sort of realised that maybe I should have took off his hand and then posed it before I bend the stick. So maybe that's a little tip for everyone out there. For Donatello specifically, maybe put the hand gripped onto the bow staff before you pose your figure. But yeah, if you're into some stop motion, you know what you need to be doing. Let's see if you can actually store this on him. So let me just pull that out. We'll spin this round to the back, and his harness is a little bit loose. So if you pull that out a little bit, you can definitely just put the bow staff in, and it sits tight enough where it can hold it. So again, you can store the bow staff on Donatello, which is a very nice touch, of course. So let's show off some different hands with Donatello. So again, these are two hands that you get, and again, you can mix and match these with any of the turtles. Nice and simple, pop on, pop off. And this one's like a open palm hand, so maybe he can salute or something. But yeah, that's nice and simple. I've seen someone post online them playing basketball and that was their dunking hand. Shout out to whoever that was, but still, there you go. It's a waving hand. Let's call it the waving hand. So yeah, each of these turtles again can mix and match these hands however you want. I'm going to switch it back to what it originally was. So yes, my personal favourite, Donnie, aka Donatello. Moving on to the fearless leader, Leonardo, aka Leo, with his trademark katanas. And again, Leo looks amazing. Again, I'll zoom in, show you the leader's face, deep in concentration. Again, with his unique spots and his harness. And you can see there some sheaths for his weapons, which very easily go in there. And these are decent build as well, like they feel quite sturdy. So yeah, he can hold both his weapons, not a problem. So again, really like how you can display these figures with their weapons attached, to have them in a more basic pose with their accessories attached so you don't lose them. But of course he does come with gripping hands, so you know what that's for. It's to hold his swords, which he does so very easily. I say easily as I struggle to put them in, but again, it's a tight grip, which I'm not complaining about. Just be careful when you're putting them in. You can hear it squeaking there. But I'd rather the joints be tight than loose. And there you go. There is Leo holding his sword. So I don't know how well that can come across on the screen. Maybe if I dark up my screen, you can see it a bit better. But yeah, looking very, very nice. So you can get Leo in some dynamic poses. And again, he comes with his own separate bandana again, which you can get him posed how you want. But again, it's all up to you. I'm not the best at posing figures, but you can't go wrong with these guys, to be honest. They all, no matter how you pose them, they're going to look good. But yeah, Leo and his swords. And last but by no means least, it is of course the party dude, aka Michelangelo, who looks great. And I love his little grinning face as well. That makes him stand out amongst the other figures and shows off a little bit of his personality as well. Let me just zoom in and show you that face. Look at that happy face. He must have heard that someone ordered pizza, calabunga and all that. But yeah, you can actually see his teeth with his little mouth there, little pink tongue maybe. But yeah, the party dude, as the old animated theme song did say. And of course, he comes with his trademark weapons as well, his trusty nunchucks. And these have actually got a little bit of string attached as well. So it looks pretty good when you have them just dangling there, look a bit more realistic. So again, get this guy in a decent pose and they can be dangling. And again, he's got a bandana as well, which again will just give him a different dynamic pose. You've seen how that looks, but yeah, plugs in, plugs out at the back. I'm sure you haven't forgot. But yeah, even Michelangelo looks great. His harness is separate. The detail on the shell, just really, really good. So I forgot to show off some hands with Leonardo, so I'll show off some hands with Michelangelo now. So let me take his nunchucks out of the way. So let me just work my way through the rest of these accessories, because I'm sure you've got the gist by now that these figures are just really, really good. So again, the two other sets of hands that I'm yet to show you are the sort of open palm hands-ish, but they're still sort of grippy. So maybe these ones were probably best for Raphael's side blades. Again, you'll have to mix and match, but they're sort of part open, part not. Maybe you can get a slice of pizza in them. Well, I'll try that in a minute. I'll keep one of these hands on there for him. And then the second set of hands I've got to show you are a thumbs up. So again, all of these hands you can mix and match. So all the figures and all the hands I've been showing you with all the different figures, you can mix and match on any of them. They just plug in, plug out, nice and simple. So you could have them posed on your shelf, as simple as that. Just giving everyone a thumbs up in your house. But yeah, let's see if that one's a pizza holding hand. It seems to me like it might be. So good time while Michelangelo's on the table to show off these other accessories. So I've already showed you. Here is the TCRI canister, which of course give them their powers, the mutagen inside. So oh, they can grip it. Okay, so that sort of open palm hand that I just showed off with Michelangelo can grip the mutagen. So he can actually grip it and hold the mutagen if he wants. So he seems happy about that. We're getting a thumbs up. So that's nice. And it doesn't even, like, it just squeezes in there. So it just works. So that's pretty good to know. So, and again, we get a whole box of pizza, which I'm assuming this is going to be the main exclusive with this box set. I like how you can clearly tell it's Domino's, and they've got a little leaflet on there. And then, of course, you get the pizza inside. So you get 8 pieces of pizza. So let's get that grippy hand again. Of course, it's a pizza holding hand. I knew it would be. Couldn't give me a turtle without a pizza holding hand. So there you go. Right, Michelangelo holding a piece of pizza. And again, we're getting a thumbs up from that. He seems very happy about it. So I'm guessing you can maybe just balance the pizza box, or hold the pizza box maybe, or build a sewer diorama, or whatever you want to do. But yeah, these guys are looking really, really good. Not going to lie. So yeah, you've seen all the hands, you've seen all the accessories, which is basically just the mutagen and the pizza. They all come with separate bandanas as well. Michelangelo comes with his weapons. Can you harness the weapons on Michelangelo? I didn't try that, did I? His harness seems a little bit loose, but I'm assuming we can. So I'm just going to plug him in down the side here. And yeah, you can just plug him in. It's not ideal, but it works. So yeah, you dropped a piece of pizza, but it's all right. We've got plenty more where that come from. So yeah, you can harness your weapons on Michelangelo. Probably not the best, but it does work, doesn't it? So again, these are looking really good. Stop dropping your pizza, mate. There you go. Let's get the thumbs up. There we go. Thank you very much. So let's bring everyone. Let's bring the gang back. Now it just makes me want them to. I want some foot soldiers, NECA. I need some foot soldiers for my turtles to fight. I need a shredder. I know Bebop and Rocksteady wasn't in the actual films, but let's get some other villains for these guys to fight. Definitely a shredder, definitely some foot soldiers. But yeah, these guys are looking really, really good. So again, tons of hands that you can mix and match with all these figures. They all come with an extra bandana. They've got a box of pizza. They've got their mutagen, and they've got their weapons. And yeah, again, this is me just opening them, talking about them, and I'm really, really happy I got hold of them. So again, Rolando, if you're watching this, thank you very much for keeping hold of them for me. Much, much appreciated. So let's finish with a couple of comparisons. Now I'm going to use my favourite turtle to do some comparisons. I hope you don't mind. And the first comparison I have to do is Marvel Legends, of course. And it is Matt Murdock. Now, if you didn't know, the Turtles are heavily inspired by Frank Miller and the Daredevil comics. The Turtles fight the foot. Daredevil fights the hand. Do you see where that comparison comes from? The mutagen that made the Turtles is also the mutagen that gave Matt Murdock his powers. And I've just noticed as well in the canister, there's a little tiny crack. I don't know if I noticed that before, but I like that fact. So if you get some green ooze effect, maybe you can do some decent displays. But yeah, Daredevil come first, of course, but then the Turtles came second. They're not a Marvel property, but they are heavily inspired by the Daredevil comics. It's no secret, but it's just a nice little fact. Not a Marvel property, but it all comes full circle. Another comic property that have been about recently is Mr. Bruce Wayne, who's DC. But the Turtles were definitely hanging around with Bruce Wayne recently in the comics. I never read the crossover, but I like the idea. And again, I think they all scale great together. Of course, the Turtles, you'd expect them to be about 7 foot, bigger than humans. And yeah, he's only a tiny bit taller than these two figures. So yeah, that's a Mafex, that's a Marvel Legend. But I do think if you wanted to display them all fighting some ninjas or something, then they would look pretty good. Talking about ninjas, we don't have any foot soldiers yet for them to fight. But if you do have any of these articulated icon ninjas, then you could definitely get your Turtles fighting a few of these guys on your shelf. And again, these just look like generic ninja goons. Ninjas are not exactly the tallest people in the world either, so I do think these scale quite well for some displays. So again, if you do have any of these articulated icons, which are really good by the way, and these even scale great with Marvel Legends and Mafex, as you can see, definitely get hold of some, but they're just pricey, especially for someone in the UK, but they do them in red, white and even black, which is obviously what you've got here. But still, just thought I'd show you them. But yeah, I guess that wraps it up. Let's bring in the Turtles again. Again, I'm not going to do no crazy dynamic poses. That's not my channel. It's not what my channel's about. I just like talking about these guys. But really, really happy I got these. Definitely need to find a space for these on the display now. Not too sure where yet. Maybe amongst my DVDs or something. Or maybe amongst the Marvel Legends. Who knows? They can hide amongst there. They are Marvel inspired, of course, after all. So yeah, there's some pizza. There's some mutagen. And yeah, really, really happy. So you let me know what you think about these in the comments below. Were you lucky enough to get hold of these when NECA put them on pre-order? Did you go San Diego Comic-Con? Or are you holding out to get those single-packed GameStop exclusives that come out in January of next year? You let me know what you think and if you're going to get hold of them. But I must say, people, if you're a fan of the Turtles, especially the 90s Turtles, then these are a must get. As I said, big Turtle fan, but never really collected any of the toys as an adult. But these are a must. Fingers crossed now that we get a Splinter, a Foot Soldier, a Shredder, all in this scale, just to build out the display. I would have loved to have got hold of that diorama, but the shipping cost to the UK would have been killer. But very happy that I have these, and I can always build a diorama if I want to. There's plenty of people out there that make really nice sewer dioramas. But I'm rambling. You let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, check out the videos tab. There are over 200 videos there, mainly Marvel Legends, but you will find a few other reviews scattered amongst them. And until next time, people, my name's been Dan W, and I shall see you on the next one.